Vitaye Namaha. Om Vitaye Namaha. Good morning, my beautiful Daikinis. I'm doing a different type of video today because I have some custom potion package clients back to back, and I have about 15 minutes to say hello and make a video for YouTube. So I wanted to ask a question which comes quite often. Sorry, let me just get my phone on silence. A question that I get quite a lot, which is really the basic teachings that I bring to you, which is goddess spirituality and the fact that I talk about meeting your goddess. So I'm going to try to make it quick, concise, and hopefully kind of easy. Sorry, I have to leave this on because I have my next Zoom coming up in 14 minutes. Meeting your goddess. So I'm going to try to speak in terms that are kind of simple because I am aware that the majority of people who are going to come across my videos may not be familiar either with occult, very precise ancestral spirituality. You may be used to sort of mainstream westernized spirituality, or maybe new age type of spirituality, or maybe you're more into religionized dogmatic spirituality and ancestral witch arts, spellcraft type of magic, or very ancestral but still kind of generic or general type of spirituality. I don't know where exactly you find yourself in the spectrum. You may be aware of some sort of generic, generalized terms of spirituality. You may know things like spirit guides or matron goddess or the universe, vibrations, frequency, all of the stuff that you talk about. And I know that you don't know what they mean. I mean, if I ask you to describe to me what is matron goddess, what does that mean? Matron goddess. What is even a goddess? I'm sure you don't know, and I will challenge you on that right in the comment section. I will challenge you on that. Most of you don't know. You have an idea, but you don't know. So what does that mean when I say that you need to perform daily rituals at least once? For most of you, it's going to be twice or 3 times a day. You're going to practice sacred feminine yoni womb based rituals in order to awaken your goddess and hopefully meet your goddess. If you chose the investment in the initiation route, most likely you have come across the notion of a matron goddess. However, I receive many of you as my clients, and I know for a fact, even through the initiations that you've done in Western countries, you still have not met the so-called matron goddess, and even less probability, less likelihood of meeting your own goddess. But I'm going to keep generic here. Meeting your goddess is basically the fact that as a woman, having a womb and a yoni and a sexual energy, which is where your magic resides, most of you having no knowledge of that, most of you thinking that spirituality means doing a whole bunch of meditation, going to different types of gurus, following different types of trends, or even doing yoga, the yoga that you do, which is not even the ancestral yoga, because why would you go do a yoga to someone who's not of the yoga culture? I have been practicing yoga since I was 17 years old. I will never ever come to you and pose as a yoga instructor, even though I may have done different types of yoga, Jiva Mukti yoga or Ashtanga yoga or all kinds of types of yoga. I would never come and be a yoga teacher to you just out of respect of the spiritual culture where it comes from. Yoga is an ancestral practice. Of course, there are some, schools that teach yoga. Good for them. That is really not something that I would prone unless it is your life purpose, unless an actual temple has ordained you, as tied you to a divinity, and it was actually part of your mission. The divinity basically accepted you, renamed you, which is what you do in the goddess practice. And this is basically something that would happen in less than 1% of the cases. Most of the yoga places you go to are westernized, highly just fitness type of practices, or some of them are going to have some aspects of consciousness, mindfulness, calm, meditative, whatever. It's still not the ancestral practice that it is supposed to be if it was a real person that comes from that lineage. So you have to do the practices on a daily basis in order to purify yourself, in order to remove the programming that you've accumulated, basically the stuff that you're not even aware of, because your goddess will not show up in a clouded, cluttered, corrupted, gunky type of place. Let me look at my clock. I don't have much time. Your goddess, if you're new to spirituality, you may acquaint her to an aspect of you which is similar to your soul, even though it is not. But you do the rituals to feed your goddess, to cleanse yourself, to remove all of the egos and egoic attachments that you have. Why do you do that? Because you want to get to a place of complete spiritual purity. That's why we do a lot of spiritual baths. That's why we do a lot of chanting of mantras, but also other sacred words that we invoke in order for the spirit realm to open their doors to us and to open the road for us to have the life we're entitled to have, divinely entitled to have. Meaning that if you haven't attained the state of being divine, even in your human state, that entitlement is still not yours, because it is not the version of you that receives everything that she's supposed to receive. So you do the rituals to fall back in love with yourself, because the version of yourself that you show up here today with is highly corrupted. You have judgment over yourself, you have judgment over your body, judgment over your finances, judgment over people, judgment over a whole bunch of stuff. You're supposed to come clean, a clean slate, no judgment, surrendering, loving the experience, and falling in love with yourself. Love is the primal state you can be in order to get that cord back with your goddess entity. I shouldn't call it entity because I want to keep this kind of fairly mainstream for most of you. Your goddess essence, your goddess energy. Okay? In Eastern Hindu-based teachings, we call that Shakti. So the highly creative force, which is again in your womb, in your sacral sexual chakra, the Svadhisthana chakra, and also at the root where the yoni starts. So the notion of pleasure, falling in love with the ritual, which is highly pleasurable without being climactic, because the goal is again not to get you addicted to something. It's not about sexual gratification or instant gratification. It's about getting to a place of pure bliss, and you do that by practicing on a daily basis. You're going to see life differently. The goal of meeting your goddess, first of all, is to be happy, to be thriving, and to follow your own life mission. I have clients who are immensely rich, way richer than I am, and they're very unhappy. I have clients who have less money but who have difficulties finding love with themselves, finding blissful sexual love, sacred sexuality, and finding a partner who's for them and only for them, completely devoted to them as they are devoted to him, but in a very autonomous and loving way. So that's why you do the rituals. You do the rituals because your life gets better, because you start being more creative. You start going with your own flow. You start loving every day. Like, I haven't even tasted this juice. Everything is optimized. And the 3 ways you do that, the rituals. 1, you practice moaning to manifest. This is what I was taught. That's the only thing I can teach you. That is why you come to me as a practitioner, to teach you how to become a self-healer, to become a self-guru, so you don't have to look up to me, to look up to anyone else. Unfortunately for you, I have the tools. You don't. If I wanted to learn how to cook, I'll go to a 5-star Michelin chef personally, and that's what I am in the department that I am. Sacred femininity, goddess spirituality. I'm sorry, it's me. So moaning to manifest, you're going to practice that every day, morning and evening. You're going to manifest also through using mantras. So mantras have to be given to you by a guru. The mantras that I have turned into modern tunes are going to basically help you through that process of creating this elevator to specific goddess entity, sacred feminine divinities. Each of them has a specialty. In order to awaken your goddess and to be blissful in that Shakti and have the Kundalini fully working and functioning, so you don't have any sort of unnecessary suffering in any department of your life, even though you're going to have problems just like every other person on earth, but you're going to be happy and blissful the whole time. So you need to practice Om Shakti, Kundalini mantra, which is the one that I have, the one that I was given. As Pravala, which is the name of one of the avatars of goddess Lakshmi, which is something that I did in one of my initiations in Hindu mysticism.
As the end of the year is approaching, I've decided to turn my Thursday 10-minute IG consultations into purely numerology. So basically, you pay on PayPal, just like the regular 10-minute IG consultation. You do a screenshot and you send it to me by DM. So we book you for a specific time on Thursday. And when we get on our call, you give me your date of birth and I calculate your life path, what to look forward to for the year 2024, what your gifts are, what your blocks and challenges are. This is not a reading to deal with your starseed incarnation or your curses, things like that. This is purely numerology. For things that are more complex, you book me for a custom potion package.
The Lalita, also the school of Lalita, all of the initiations that I've been through in my life. And the thirdly, of course, I am a potion maker, and you need to customize your use of your potion. So 3 ways to do your daily practice. By the time I'm doing this video, and I have to go in 1 minute, it is in French, but it is Tuesday, 19 December. I hope I can post this video. I'm probably not going to edit it because there's no more time, because I have clients to take on and I have potions to make. You may have seen on my social media that I did a sale on my potions. The potions are now $1,000, not euros. People ask me, yes, I live in the south of France, in the French Riviera. However, I'm making it in dollars. You have the 2 options on the website, either to go with the $1,000 or the $800. You know why my prices are my prices. This is the cheapest I can go to. My potions are not for women who are not there to elevate themselves. And I'm sorry, if you want to have the best body, the best cells, you don't go to McDonald's, you go to an organic restaurant. Okay, same thing for me. I'm sorry to say that I don't do over-the-counter potions with cinnamon and all kinds of spices you find in your kitchen. This is nicely acceptable magic, but this is not the transformative magic that I do. So I have the sale going on right now. What I wanted to do, and I have to go now, what I have to do is what I was told to do. I can't make 100,000 potions because I do everything by hand, and you know I follow a cycle, the moon cycle. So it's a 28-day cycle. I also do a lot of, rituals, ancestors rituals, goddess rituals, sacred husband, all of those rituals to allow my potions to be completely blinged up, so that when you get them and you're ready to customize them, the entities attached to them are the powerful ones and the ones that you want for the transformation that you want. So the sale is going on. What I'm going to give you as gift is Moaning to Manifest and Om Shakti mantra. If you buy now, I'm only going to give it to the first 50 people who buy the potion, because I don't think I can make more than 50 potions over the span of now and January, because I'm following that cycle. So if you order around Christmas time, Some of you are going to receive your potions before New Year's if you go for the DHL option, which is going to be basically shipping you the potion express. Otherwise, it's going to be, along the course of January. You're always in contact with me. If you have any questions, the email is contact@misspravala.com. Instagram, you follow me for any kind of updates. It's official Miss Pravala. And I have to go. I'm out of time. My Zoom is coming. I love you. Manifest lavish imperial opulence. See you in my next video. Ciao.
Don't forget to buy my program called Moaning to Manifest. It's my White Tantra program focusing on sacred moaning, basically the ritual that you have to do as a woman in the morning, in the evening, to connect to what I call the sacred pleasure principle, which is at the core of transformation, of alchemy. Basically, you want to have and be everything that you want, and at this point as a spiritual you feel blocked. It means that you have not connected to your sacred sex goddess. Sexual energy is what we are. So this is the program that I put together initially for my custom potion package clients. So they buy a potion that I made custom for them, and they get to practice their daily yoni womb tantric ritual, the principle of sacred moaning. It's a 35-day program going from one chakra to another, discovering the blocks that you have within you, becoming your own healer, and just really simply win at life. Be a spiritual, love the experience of being a spiritual, and connect with your own sacred goddess.